Again, it's still stuck between the key levels of resistance here and support zone down here. So
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Gareth Soloway discusses Bitcoin's potential recovery to $90,000, exploring market signals and investor sentiment. Join him in this video for fresh insights on trends, challenges, and future opportunities in crypto.
if we look at the Tesla pre-market chart, you can see it's right around the highs of the day, nearing $260 per share. Now, I think what's so interesting about this is one, by the way, that I'm still long with smart money stocks and ETFs. I think our average price is $229 or so. So we're about 10% of the money. Let's walk over to the big board here and take a look. But essentially, this is one where the bearish sentiment on Tesla got so overdone, a stock falling from almost $500 down to $220. And then if you looked at the charts and you ignored all the craziness in the news and all this bearish sentiment and all that stuff, and I want to be clear on this, I couldn't care much about Elon on the bullish side or the bearish side. It's unimportant to me, right? For me as a trader, the logic is what I turn up to the maximum and the emotion I turn down to the minimum. So again, we all have our political leanings and all that other BS and all that. But if you want to make the most logical and smart decisions and have the highest win rate, you actually have to ignore all of that emotion. All of it. Get rid of it. It will literally hurt you in making decisions, not help you. And I've experienced that, by the way. Let's be fair. I was a brand new trader at one point in my career. And again, I made every mistake in the book. So don't feel bad when you guys make mistakes. We all do it. For me, I wish I learned a lot faster, and my learning curve was pretty darn slow. Now you guys have, hopefully, stuff that I'm doing. That's the whole idea of the game plan and the services and the teachings and everything like that, is to improve that learning curve so you get to my level or close a lot faster than it took me over time. All right, so looking at Tesla, look at this. I mean, look at the gap fill here and this sideways. This was just before that major bullish move in the market, and what we could see is Tesla came in here. And one of the things is, Ben, my head trader out there, he did his video, right? I think it was a couple of weeks ago when Tesla was down here, and he said, Tesla's going to bounce. The negative sentiment on that video saying he was wrong and that Tesla was going to go down further, I heard that, and I was like, they were talking about it in the office, and I'm like, Tesla's going to bounce. This is the emotion again, where once you guys get to the levels that you start paying attention to emotion and it doesn't impact you, and it takes time, right? Remember, because we have to build up almost like a wall, like a defense wall of logic over everything. Okay, so you get to a point where you can read biases, like strong biases, like, oh, it's going to zero, oh, it's going to 1 million, and vice versa, which is how I can trade Bitcoin so logically as well, is you get to these points and you actually use that as an indicator of the next move. So it's not your only indicator, obviously. We use the charts primarily, but when I see chart level like this and I see the bearish sentiment, I'm like, bounce time, baby. Let's go. And sure enough, again, we're trading near 260. And by the way, am I looking for Tesla to go up here? No way. I'm not looking up here. Like I said, I might even take profits today in this range right up here. And that's what a swing trader does, right? We're in at the lows, we take 10 or 15%. We're in at the highs, we short it, we take 10 or 15%. We just play back and forth, back and forth. And again, that's how we make our money. While the average person, let's say, bought in here, and they're down, but then they're up, but then they're down. We're just like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100% type stuff. All right. In any case, by the way, just remember, I do take losses too, as does everyone. All right, so Tesla, again, good bounce. Now, Tesla, again, if we're talking technical level specifically, there's a level here and a level here. These would probably be your two key levels to watch in terms of a zone. So, again, I do think Tesla could go as high as like 290 to 300 area right in here. I do think that's a possibility. But, again, now that I'm up over 10% on a trade, if it gets a little bit higher, at least I'm going to take half of that position off the table. Smart money management is key.
Bitcoin is capturing new attention after climbing above its 20-day exponential moving average at $85,515 and trading at $87,339.80, reflecting a 3.57% gain in the last 24 hours, according to CoinMarketCap. This upswing follows Tokyo-based investment firm Metaplanet increasing its Bitcoin holdings by 150 BTC, raising its total to 3,350 BTC worth about $292 million. Metaplanet's appointment of Eric Trump, son of President Donald Trump, to its advisory board highlights growing institutional intrigue. Despite this bullish sentiment, data from analyst Ali Martinez reveals Bitcoin's transfer volume dropped from $87 billion to $42 billion over the past month. However, the leading cryptocurrency finds robust support between $82,590 and $85,150. President Trump's signal of flexibility on upcoming tariffs and the Federal Reserve's willingness to overlook short-term inflation concerns have further fueled investor optimism. Technical indicators, including Bollinger Bands and a neutral RSI near 51.96, suggest room for another strong push toward $90,000.
If we look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin has had a nice Sunday and early Monday price action. Again, it's still stuck between the key levels of resistance here and support zone down here. So it is grinding up. Stock market's up, so we know it's risk on in the markets, which is good for Bitcoin. The question is, can we get back to 92,000 here? That's going to be your first big test for Bitcoin. If we fall, we know 72 to 74 is that major support zone there. So again, it's nice to see Bitcoin moving up. As I talked about last week, I do have some altcoins that we've picked up. I actually took half of my Avalanche position off the table, not because I think it's done running, but because I had a pretty big position. So again, we were slightly in the money, about 8.5%. Part of me, again, the money management side, which is something, by the way, we always have to work on. Even myself continues to work on that. But this was a scenario where when you have a bigger position that makes you slightly uncomfortable, and in crypto, this position made me slightly uncomfortable having that big of a position. Well, when you get in the money a little bit, take half off, and then you don't, then you're like, okay, let this second half run. And if it pulls back significantly, I can rebuy lower and bring my dollar cost average down. And so it gives you a lot more freedom and maneuverability, which is so, so important. Remember, the worst thing in trading and investing is when you get handcuffed. When you get handcuffed because you over-leverage yourself and you can't maneuver, you can't add to the position, you can't do anything, and you're just at the mercy of the market, that's when you're done. Just pack it in, go home. It's done.
Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, strongly believes Bitcoin is poised to create life-changing opportunities for those who dare to invest before the market erupts. He highlights that many potential investors are paralyzed by the fear of making mistakes, FOMM, effectively missing out on what he calls the biggest opportunity in modern history. Kiyosaki suggests that this mindset is comparable to a baby never learning to walk for fear of falling. To him, taking educated risks is crucial for financial growth. He insists that the so-called FOMO crowd will wait until Bitcoin surpasses $200,000, only to declare it overpriced. He further argues that those who wait will lose the advantage of early positioning. This sentiment, he explains, is fueled by naysayers who might be well-educated but lack vision. Kiyosaki encourages everyone to learn from both Bitcoin enthusiasts and skeptics, then make an independent decision based on that knowledge. He warns against letting anxiety about potential missteps overshadow the monumental rewards that may be gained from early action. Kiyosaki has also predicted that Bitcoin's price could soar to $250,000 by the end of this year, underscoring his unwavering bullish stance. Though his outlook is controversial to some, he maintains that it is better to test new possibilities than remain stagnant out of fear. By challenging the norm, Kiyosaki contends that investors open themselves up to the transformative power of cryptocurrency. For him, the only real mistake is staying on the sidelines, paralyzed by the dread of doing something wrong. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to BitcoinZella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.